Hello my planner pals and welcome back, and if you're new here then thank you for joining me and giving me a try. My name is Di, I am here at Creative Karma Design, and today we've got a use all of the stickers in your sticker book edition of the Colorful Florals book. So when I get a new sticker book now, what I started to do is kind of sit down with it, hopefully before I use it, or at least in the first couple of times that I use it, and show you different ways in which you can use the stickers in your sticker book. So we're going to go over Colorful Florals today because there are some, I'm going to use the word unusual shaped stickers. So let's have a look. So I think most of these can be used as is. This kind of design, this elongated hexagon type design is unusual, I think. So if this feels like it's not the design for you, what you can do is get a little bit of sticker paper or label paper and just do a little square over that and then use that as a decorative box. Now clearly I'm not spending a lot of time doing this, but you would spend way more time. But just take your little sticker paper and then put that in there, just in case if you didn't like the shape, I guess I'm trying to say, in there. Get yourself a square bit of sticker paper and then you've got a regular kind of decorative box and use it that way. It doesn't have to be sticker paper. You could use regular paper and then just use some adhesive and put that down. So, but this is just a packing label. This can be used as is. If it feels like it's too long, you can shorten it, you can cut it, take this bit, put it over here, and then you've got a shorter box. Same with this one. If you didn't like the quote that's inside there, get yourself a little bit of sticker paper and then just sticker paper over the top. And even if you didn't like that, what you can do with this is you could cut it and have like a gold washi strip and then another one down here. So even if you didn't want like a gold double box with just some sticker paper where you could just journal, you can just have it as a washi strip. I think these you can use as is. Yeah, everything that you can use as is. These, I don't like the little quote bubble thing, the little thing here. So what I do is I cut them off and then I use one of these little flags and put that over there just to cover it up. Or I'll use a little sticker or something, the other box, to cover it up. But I don't like these little things. The other thing that you can do is take the bleed from here, cut this off, and then put that little bit of bleed over there so that you've covered up the little white space that will be left. With these as well, remember, if you just want to cut that little bit off, so maybe you just want to cut that little bit off there and just have most of the green with a little bit of the light print design on the top, then you can use this outward portion here as a little bit of washi, or you could mount it onto paper or cardstock and use it as a little kind of decorative edged box. These can be used as is. Typically for these, I will cut them in half or thirds or, quite a lot, and then use them coming off the edge of the page or at the edge of boxes. But also for the smaller ones, you can cut them in half and then use them on the inside of the box. So you can see some of the print there coming through, but use them on the inside of the box as well. These are weird. I'm going to say they're weird purely because these are on clear, which means you're not going to be able to write on this or this very well. You're going to have to get like a Sharpie, and even that you're going to have to wait for it to dry. So weird. But if you're looking for a different way, I guess, to use these, you could just kind of cut around some of this and then just use the floral design. You could put another thing over here and just use a little box there. If you didn't like the text that was there, you just choose it for something else. The other thing you can do there is you can take the quote out of here, Just use your craft knife, cut around that middle bit if you don't like it. And if you wanted to journal in there, what I would do is I put this on sticker paper and then put it on your page. If you wanted to like cut that out, cut it out, put it on sticker paper, and then put it on your page, just so that you've got something that you can actually write on in the middle. Same for this. Because you're not going to be able to write in this very well, I would just get some white sticker paper or even just a sticker, square sticker, and then just put that in there and just, you know, do it that way. Just so that you can actually write on it without having to get a special pen. The other thing that you can do with these, like this kind of box, is cut this bit out, cut the yellow out the middle, and maybe you just use this as a decorative aspect. A little bit of washi, a little bit of washi there, a little bit of washi there, so you've got options for that too. Now I know some people don't like the pre-layered boxes. I kind of like them, and here's why. One, I pretty much already do this anyway. I will cut out the middle bit of the decorative box behind it and use that somewhere else. But you don't have to use them as is. If this doesn't work for you and you don't like this, cut around the pink here, take that box out and put a new one in. You're not forced to keep the color here, because you and I both know there are many different colors of these kind of square boxes. So cut that one out and then put a different one in. If this black decorative box fits, just put another one in. And yes, I save that. I save everything. These I kind of, I like the fact that they've got the border here. I'd rather they do the circle than just leave them kind of blank. But yeah, I like them. If you're struggling to use it, I would suggest either putting a quote sticker on here or something and making it more of a feature, I want to say feature, than somewhere that you would journal. These, I don't think you could really cut out as much of these because, you know, they've got the design on here. However, here's the thing, and the same with these, if you like them, but you don't want to have the fully layered effect going into the next day. So like putting these on, they're going to come onto your page and they're probably going to be eating into the next day. If you don't like that, cut that bit off, and then stick it back on so that it's only in that little square, only in that little rectangle. You're not forced to stay with the layered effect that you have in the book. Oh, I just totally ripped that. At least once every video. At least once every video. I'm going to pop that back in there and try and remember that I need to use that. All right. Okay, so on to these. I've talked about these before, but you're not forced to use these as is. If you have we're going to say this is a circle sticker. Put your circle sticker in here, and then you've got a little accent all the way around. You can do the same thing with a square one and just cut some of it off. So even if it's a circle, you're not forced to stay with a circle. You can have it as a little accent coming out the edge of your square box as well. I also like them for putting over the month and having almost like a banner or a border around the month. But anything that you want to draw attention to, they're kind of nice for. Or if you had, like, let's say you had one day this week that was a special day, put it around here just to highlight that one day. Maybe you're highlighting a birthday, an appointment, something like that. This one, again, it has this weird like long hexagon design. You don't have to keep it in here. Maybe you just want the flower. So cut around your flower, and then you can use the flower separate from this. And then you might want to even smush that down so that it is a proper hexagon. if that makes sense. And even the border, you can just use the border. You can use the quote somewhere else. Slow down, soak it up. You're not forced to keep the whole thing. Same with these. And I think of these as two different like flags. Like one is here. I cut it off here, and maybe this is one flag coming out the end of a box or something, or wherever, top of the page. And then the other one I can do is here, but I would turn it around. I would turn it that way. That's just me. Or I would have it coming out the edge of the page that way, or even that way, right? You're not forced to keep the whole thing just as it is. Think outside the box. These I like in the sidebar just as is. These are fine. These again, if the design here doesn't work, get yourself some sticker paper and just put sticker paper in the middle. These have already been over, just chop the edge off, use the bleed, or put a little flag there or something. Same with these. Now with these, if you don't like the whole thing, like you don't, I like these, but if you don't like the whole thing, cut that off there and you've got a nice little bit of, like a thick bit of washi or decorative aspect. You've got a nice thing that says bloom. Maybe you just want that bit. Maybe that's your box. Like if I was putting that there, I would probably cut this bit off and then use that somewhere else. But that's because I save every single inch that I can. These are nice. I mean, pretty much everyone knows how to use flowers, but I like them coming out of boxes, coming out the corners of my layered boxes. Like think of them as little accents around your boxes, around the edges of your pages. This doesn't have to be one square. You could cut that. You've got some colorful washi, and then you've got a little black and white decorative aspect there. These don't have to be this shape. You can cut these. Maybe you want to do a little flag. Maybe you want to do a different shape. You know, you could even cut them into a little quarter circle. And I've used these as to redate a monthly calendar or something like that. You can also use them at the top of your page to redate the top of the page. You can use them all together, especially when you've got a couple of pages of them, and use them as like a banner or a washi. Again, you're not forced to keep the whole thing as it is. Cut it in little strips, and then you've got a decorative washi. These are great because you get 2 for 1. So if you're using the mini, like I do, you have a mini as well, you can cut these, and then you've got a little mini box, a mini decorative box. Or you could even cut them this way, and then you've got like a 2-toned washi. So these have lots of uses. I kind of like using these. These self-explanatory, you know, they're just decorative boxes and flags. If you don't like the flag with the end as it is here, with the little going in, you could cut it the other way and do it that way and do it as a flag that way, like a pointy flag rather than a V flag. You're not forced to stick with the ones that they've done here. These are the ones that annoy me because I don't know why they've decided to put these little things in with this little white strip. Kind of annoying. So what I've done already when I was doing something else, I was doing a different spread and I wanted a purple box. I just white it out and then I just put a little bit of sticker or label paper over the top, and then I've just got a white box. So yeah, I mean, they give us some here. They literally give us like 4. And then these, because they're thicker on one end, I just tend to cut this one in so it's the same width as this, because otherwise sometimes even just something as silly as that can really throw your spread off. The other thing that you can do with these is use them like almost like a washi or a border along the edge of your page. I do that quite a lot in my wellness planners. I use them as kind of a distinguisher or a separation bar, like a washi bar across the whole thing, and then kind of color block it So like one will be all pink, one will be all orange, one will be all yellow, you know, like a rainbow blocking kind of thing. Again, weird that these are on clear because you're not going to be able to write on the bloody things. So what I tend to do with these is I will cut them out. I'll cut out the middle and then stick them on sticker paper and then put them in my planner so that I can actually write on them without having to use a specific pen. Or I will put a quote directly on these so that I'm not using them to write on. But yeah, I don't know why they've chosen to put these on clear. It makes no sense. But again, same thing as before. You know, you're not forced to have the little overhang. You can cut that and move it along a bit. These you don't have to use all together. I've already mentioned that. You can just cut out the flowers, just use the flowers. And then you've got a little flag that you can use somewhere else. These are just accents around the page. You can cluster them together. Same as these, that's the same thing. Like that's a flag, that's a flag. Just cut them up. You don't have to have them as they are, especially if you're looking for more flowers. I mean, that's a ton more flowers there with those and those. Like, you know, you've got a load more flowers. These, again, I would just cut off this little bit and be done. And if you don't want the top priority or whatever, cut that bit off too and just put a different header on there. You don't have to use it all as is. Same with these. Even though this is one big sticker, you can take that and you can take it off just as you would these. If you've used all of these and you're like, I don't have enough, take it off here. You don't have to keep these in their little cluster. And then you've got bloom, grow, and happy that you can use elsewhere. And even these, if you think about these as vertical and you need it to go horizontal, cut them out and then cut them up and then reassemble them horizontal. Love, love, love. Already talked about these. Already talked about those. And then I need to do a whole thing. I've done a whole thing on the numbers. If you're looking for a numbers thing, then I'll check out the video here. But I will also be doing one on letters soon too. So yes, maybe it's already up, in which case check out here. But these, same thing, flowers, usually around boxes, around the edge of the page, as a nice accent. All right. I hope this helped, gives you some ideas on how to use some of the stickers in your Colorful Florals book. If you enjoyed this, then give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you next time, my planner pals. Bye!